Hello YouTubers, Grumpy Old Man here with Smitty. We're just going to do another one of Smitty's stories. I asked him to tell me about the whip. I forgot to bring it with me. So I'll have to throw a picture up there, say here it is. But tell me about the history of that old leather whip.
The braided one?
Yes.
Was it solid stock?
Yes.
That's iron.
Ironwood? Did your dad make that?
Irish fixed on it.
Sorry?
He got it given. It was given to him.
Given to him. Okay. Do you know
Yeah.
when? You put a date to that? Before you left the farm?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we used it. I was given him in the early 50s.
Okay, in the early 50s. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know who gave it to him?
Yeah.
Somebody from the Renfrew area that he knew?
Yeah. Right. For the original long-term care was built.
Oh, okay. Where the original long-term care in Renfrew was. Okay. So,
Yeah, and the south end as you're going out toward Bernardstown.
okay.
Yeah.
So the fellow that gave it to him, did he make it or did he get it from
No.
someone? No, he got it from somebody
Oh,
else.
no. They had money. They were
Okay.
the Barnett subdivision.
Oh, the Barnett subdivision. So it was their land that the division was built on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And they come up their property again. Originally maybe was part of the fairgrounds.
Okay. Well, then that tells me roughly where in the town it was. It's close to the fairgrounds. Okay.
Yeah. And it hung too many years just on a hook.
Yeah.
It should have been.
Hung by its handle, straight down.
Should have been hung over something as big as the Smitty.
Okay. Well, I'll do that then, because right now it's just hung over a hook as well. So
Yeah.
I'll. The end of it, about a foot near the end, two of the strands have broken. So Scott is going to braid a piece, like a splint, basically. Just open it up and put a piece in there instead of replacing it. Like just
Yeah.
take the braid apart and put another one in beside it and just tie it with a little nylon thread,
Yeah.
to the new piece.
Yeah.
And yeah. Oh, well, that's
Yeah. Not likely going to be used every day like it was.
it gets it has got a fair bit of use.
Well,
And
it was used every day.
yeah.
That was their coach, but
Okay, that was the coach whip. Cool. Well, that's
in those days, every vehicle had one.
yes. You needed. So that's cool. So then
I
when
guess-
when did he give it to you? When did you get a hold of it as yours? We were living in Cumberland.
Yeah.
So would it have been after we moved opposite the school, or did you have it before that? Do you remember? I think I remember it at when we lived in the house at the trailer park.
Yeah.
I think I remember it there because
So it was.
Dwayne was trying to use it and caught at the end of his ear with it once.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't let me play with it, so I went in and told Mom that he hit me with it. And she asked to see, and I guess the elastic band on my underwear would, because when I dropped my shorts to show her the mark, of course, there wasn't one because I was lying. But she saw something and Dwayne got in trouble for it. So I would have been less than 10 years of age when that happened. So that would have been the same whip then.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, well, Dwayne, if you're watching, sorry about that.
Look. Oh, I've heard your butcher shop.
Sorry, the butcher shop?
Yeah,
Which butcher shop?
the one we were talking about off of
132?
off
In Cumberland.
no, the one here in New Orleans, for that shopping center, the brick. Mind we were talking one day about butcher shop.
Yeah, well, I don't remember that part, but there was, okay, so there was a butcher shop in Orleans. I remember that. I didn't know that it burned. Down on Montreal Road.
Yeah,
At the bottom of the hill.
Beachwood.
Oh, the one on the curve at Beechwood, yes, where they were selling rabbit.
Yeah,
Right.
they're very close to Leanne.
Yes. Leanne's down very close to where the Canucks was on the air base. That's where her place is. Of course, they've demolished all the buildings on the air base, but where the road comes down, I remember where the MPs were and the public school was, and you turned the corner, and there was some garages where they had, you could share the tools, and across from them was the Canucks, the store, and then just up a little bit and to the left, that's where Leanne is now.
You and I were talking about butcher shops in Mansley,
Yes.
and it's around the corner
On Beechwood, beside
on
the north
should
corner.
have had it all laid out there.
Yeah.
It's the next street toward Queensway.
Yes. Saint Laurent. And then, but I know where that one was, because it was right on the curve on Beechwood. Is that the one you were thinking of near the north end of the cemetery?
No,
No?
we're talking about it right here.
Oh, okay.
Imagine
Okay.
the one that burned over on the Beechwood. And you and I, last we were here, we were talking about that
Yeah.
thing. And I intend it was, you'd just be about climbing all the Queensway to go home when I remembered that I knew where it was.
Ah, okay.
Donald Street.
Donald Street. Okay.
And
Donald.
it's the first light between the Parkway and Saint Laurent.
Oh, you mean that whole strip mall that burned about? We're going back about 15 years. You're thinking of that one? There was a shopping
No.
center and a whole strip mall that burned. It was. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, that was on MacArthur.
yeah.
Yeah, I lived across the street from it at one time. That strip mall, that was where Scott had his apartment with Leeds, and then I moved into the apartment afterwards, and then my friend Pete moved in there until he bought the house when he got married out in Embrun. Yeah, there is a butcher shop in Vanier.
Scott, and both Scott and Leanne use it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll ask them about it.
Yeah,
I'm getting lots of lamb in
yeah.
the grocery store in Kempville sells fresh local
Yeah.
lamb. So yeah, yeah. And then the bakery in Winchester, Simply Baked Catering. Put a plug out to Simply Baked Catering. They make up a lot of pies for me. They made up a lot of lamb pies
Yeah.
and lamb stew with the leftover. And so I have a freezer full now of lamb meals. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Get back to something that I saw in National Geographic.
Right.
I don't know whether you've ever paid attention to it, but in the early 1800s, riders rose stiff as though they had a poker up their back.
Yeah, the dressage.
Solid, straight
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, the regimental style, like you were taught to.
Yeah, even worse than that, too.
Yeah.
And when they came to a jump, you just leaned back and yanked on your horse's head
Yeah.
and hoped that he cleared.
Instead of teaching your horse to.
Most-
Yeah.
Most times it did.
Yeah.
But so it was in the early 1800s, there was an Italian jockey
Right.
that was in the association. He was licensed,
Right.
and he got studying and watching
The mechanics of
the
how.
horses,
Yeah.
the mechanics of the horses.
Yeah. Studied them how they do it naturally and
Yeah.
became part of
And
that.
that's when he started to shorten his stirrups
Right.
and lean forward and windbreak. And he wound up winning a lot of races.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some of the jockeys complained and would race against him then.
Yep.
So the association came to him and said, "You'll have to change your style,
He said no because it's.
or
Yeah.
6 months in jail."
Yeah.
So he took to jail.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of publicity about it,
Yeah.
through the Racing Association.
Yep. Through the industry.
Yeah. And when he came back out and re-qualified, he didn't change his style. So that time they threw him in jail for a year,
Yeah.
and he spent a year in jail. And by the time he came out, a lot of the other jockeys
Yeah.
had changed their style.
Yeah.
And that's where the low-down crouch
Originated.
and the huddle
That's cool.
came from.
I was watching a documentary the other day in the 70s. Guy was in the long jumping competitions for school, and
Yeah.
he did a forward somersault. It's when they were doing the long jump because your body just wants to fall forward. So the jumpers have to lean back to counteract that falling forward business. Well, he did a forward somersault. And when he did it the first time at competition, he fell back onto his hands because he wasn't a gymnast. He didn't know what he was doing, and he admitted it. And if he hadn't have sat down and, if he'd continued that forward roll, he would have set a world record. Well, the Olympics banned it, told him he couldn't do it anymore. It's like, so it's still banned. You have to, but when the guy did the high jump, and he developed that technique of going over backwards and clearing your hips, the way they all do it now. So many other people started doing it the same way that they didn't have a chance to ban it because there was such a groundswell of.
Yeah.
Whereas the somersaulter, the rules are such that you have to no somersaulting. It's like, let's change the rules whenever we can. We'll keep the women out. We'll keep the athletes out. We're doing a good, we want to, that's no surprise. Throw them in jail. Keeps doing it, throw them in jail. Yeah. That whole sitting up straight, like you say, like they've got a stick up their bottom, right up their backside. Yeah. Well, that's so cool. And that's really neat. Yeah. Well, I wanted to thank you for telling me those stories.
Yeah.
And just let everybody know we'll hopefully have some more.